Good day, dear listeners. Welcome to the English File Elementary A2 level webinar lesson. Today's our theme is verb plus to plus infinitive and also verb patterns, verb plus ing form. So let's start our lesson. Now, before beginning our grammar theme, let's complete the phrases with the verb from the list. So, what do you think? What's the next phrase, the first phrase? A mountain. Yes, of course. Climb a mountain. Now, the next is go on a safari. Yes, learn to cook. Spend less time on the internet. Download the lyrics. Choose 5 things you really like eating. And become a god. Visit all the continents and bite my nails. Good job. Now, what is infinitive? The infinitive form of a verb is the verb in its basic form. It is a version of the verb which will appear in the dictionary. The infinitive form of a verb is usually preceded by to. For example, to run, to dance, to think. The infinitive form with the word to is called the full infinitive or to infinitive. And also an infinitive is a verb that functions as a noun, adjective, or adverb. So let's go on. When we just in one sentence we see a verb and the verb, they are used after modal verbs. For example, it might rain later. Here we have just modal verb might and the main verb rain. Sarah will be away for 3 days. Will be. Had better and would rather. For example, it's cold. You'd better wear a coat. I'd rather listen to Elvis than the Beatles. And also verbs let and make. For example, the program really made me laugh. Here we have just 2 verbs, made and the main verb laugh. Trevor's boss is going to let him leave work early. Here also we have just the verb let, and after this verb we just have main verb leave. Now, when in the sentence there are just a verb and to and infinitives, they are used after these certain verbs. For example, agree, appear, arrange, ask, attempt, can't afford, can't wait, choose, decide, expect, forget, happen, help, pretend, promise, and so on. You have to just try to learn by heart all these words. And the verb, after the verb we use ing form, they are used after these verbs. For example, admit, avoid, can't face, can't help, can't stand, consider, deny, dislike. What else? Finish, for example, give up, and so on. And you also have to just remember all these words. And both verb with to and infinitive and both verb plus ing form, we use these kind of words as like, love, prefer, hate, begin, bother, continue, and propose. Propose is meant here as intention. For example, like to do. Here, like takes to infinitive when it means that we prefer to do something even though we may not enjoy it. For example, I like to check my work carefully before I hand it in. I do it, but I don't enjoy it. Just in general, it is said. And when we just put a verb with ing form after the verb like is usually takes an ing form when we use it to talk about hobbies, interests, routines, some habits. For example, Claire likes skiing. Or I don't like swimming much. Here just we talk about some habits. And after would like, would love, would prefer, and would hate, we use a to infinitive, but not usually in ing form. For example, I'd like to do a parachute jump one day. My sister would love to work as an artist. Mark would prefer to drive rather than take a train. Would prefer to drive. And I'm glad I live here. I would hate to live in a big city. And let's compare would like and like. What's the difference between them? The first, would like, for example, I'd like to die on the beach today. It's too hot to do anything else. Here, I'd like means I want, but it is more polite. It is more polite. And the next is like, just like. For example, I like lying on the beach. I always spend my holidays sunbathing. And here, I like means the same as I enjoy. Enjoy. Now, here we have verbs followed by infinitives. You may just write down all these verbs on your copybooks and try to remember all of them. Now, guys, let's have some practice with these verbs. Please read these sentences attentively and complete the sentences with these verbs. Somewhere you may just put verbs with ing, or somewhere you may just use as infinitive. Now, the next task is verb plus the or ing form. You have to match A and B. For example, it's difficult to keep them working all the time. Let's have some practice. It is from word wall. You have to divide, just put these verbs into two groups. The first is a verb plus infinitive, and which verbs are put before this, and which verbs are put just before verb plus ing. For example, avoid, for example, we put here, okay, spend time with ing form, maybe. Expect. Let's put here verb or infinitive. Pretend, also verb infinitive. Can't stand. Okay, let's go to verb with ing form. Promise with for verb infinitive. Agree, also before infinitive. Refuse. with ing form. Hope, of course, verb plus infinitive. Try, also verb plus infinitive. Don't mind, with ing form. Carry on. Now guys, what do you think? Carry on, maybe ing form, yes. Can't help, also ing form. Fancy, ing form. Suggest. Decide, also verb plus infinitive. Look forward to, with ing form. And offer to. Now guys, let's submit answers. Yes, we have two. It's okay guys, next time just be careful. Okay, now next task is speaking task. Let's have some speaking guys. Here we have just random wheel, please. Let's spin this wheel, random wheel, and drag wheel to spin, and then you have to talk about, just talk on this. For example, say something you need to do tomorrow. Say a singer or group you hope to see one day. Say something you need to buy soon. For example, I need to buy mobile soon, maybe. Say a holiday you are planning to have. Say a dangerous sport you would like to try. For example, I would like to try maybe kayaking. I think it is very dangerous. Okay. Now, you may just use these kind of just tasks to improve your reading. And the next task will be from the live worksheets. Here we have just ready worksheets, or you may make interactive worksheets yourself. Gerunds and infinitives. We have to choose the correct word. For example, I prefer to eating both. Yes, I prefer eating savory foods rather than sweets. Next, I don't mind doing the washing up. My mother enjoys both, or to exercise or exercising. Enjoys exercising. I like, let's have both. Our teachers promised to take us to the zoo if we worked well. We must do warm-up exercise before we begin. Maybe both. Let's choose both, okay? Please try to finish your work on time. As the children enjoy going to the movies, my friend hopes to travel with us when we fly to London. And the last task is, don't forget to come to school early tomorrow. And you do these kind of things. You choose just the right. There are two variants. Check my answer, or you may email your answers to your teacher. Okay, let's check it right now. When you check it, this is right just on this list. It is just, it has just the right variant. For example, we just gained 7 points out of 10. It's becoming just as it is finishing. Take a homework. Your homework will be tasks from workbook, and you study just all the grammar materials, all the grammar rules. Try to remember all of them. And thank you for your attention. Goodbye, guys.